This segment of ScentBlocker Most Wanted is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. And by S4 Gear, meeting the demands of nature and those who tame it.
Back in South Africa, Bob's been waiting on an injured kudu to show up. But at Johnny Vivier's safaris, waiting at a water hole can bring out many temptations.
Yeah, I think most guys that hunt Africa and plains games, the kudu's got to be at the top of your list. And you know, we had some cutting back pictures at this particular water hole of a couple different kudu bulls. But what I didn't know until the night before, there was a bull that had been coming in the water hole that had been in a fight. Now, the rut was going on, whether he'd been fighting with another kudu, nobody really knew. The PH and Johnny said, if this guy comes in, take him out, we'll make you some kind of a deal. It's a good old mature bull, but definitely, as they said, he had been in some kind of a fight. And the good news was, he was walking right out in front of me.
2012 was the 75th anniversary year for the Model 70. How many firearms can say they've endured 75 years of manufacturing? They started building the Model 70 in 1936 and is still highly touted among shooters, and it has a nickname, the Rifleman's Rifle. Now there are a few new features on the Model 70 that make it better than ever, like the new MOA, Minute of Accuracy trigger, to go along with its pre-64 controlled round feeding system. A 3-position safety and solid sure handling. The MOA trigger system is the most precise 3-level trigger system in the world. It has 0 take-up, 0 creep, and 0 over travel. And it's set at the factory for 3 3/4 pounds of pull. That's why the Model 70 will deliver extreme accuracy benchmarks of 1-inch groups at 100 yards straight out of the box. And the Model 70 isn't just your grandpa's rifle, it's your rifle too.
After the first encounter with the Colorado elk, the guys switched gears. They had a limited time to hunt, and Doug still had a tag to fill. So Scott decided to use the Model 70 that they had brought for Doug's hunt.
That's pretty fresh right there. There's still moisture kicked up out of the ground on that one. That's a pretty good sized animal.
Back in South Africa, Bob's Most Wanted is barely 20 yards away. Bob had heard about the injured kudu from Johnny and the PHs. The wound is infected, and Bob knows that killing him is the best thing to do.
looked like to me the shot was
a
a little low.
blood as well. On the rocks, there's a lot of blood.
But immediately, that rage hit it, and it just exploded with blood. I said probably 4 foot wide, but that blood is from there over to here. That's probably at least 5 to 6 foot wide. You can see a footprint, but when you see where he crossed this road right here, unfrigging believable. Look at that. That thing is 100% perfectly intact. And for good luck, this little bad boy is going to get cleaned up, and he's going to go back in the quiver. The next animal I shoot, hopefully he's going to be with this guy right here. One thing I got to tell you, and I'm going to do before I get behind this thing, is we're going to actually pull him out of this brush, because everything over here has got some kind of a needle or a thorn. I've got holes and scratches all over me, and I like success stories, and I like to get behind my animals, and I like to think that I've had the moment, but that will take away my moment with all them holes that's going to poke in me. So we're going to pull him about 5 yards farther. Tell you what, we're going to go to commercial break. I'm going to pay some bills. We'll be right back, right here, South Africa, hunting with Wintershook Outfitters, Johnny Viviera, and my incredible PH. Right back, buddies. Yes.
ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by IQ. Center the dot for the perfect shot. Block, history's toughest target. And by Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Winchester Rifles and Shotguns. Trust your hunt to a Winchester. Easton, expect the best. Ford, and your quality Ford dealers. The Redemption muzzleloader from LHR Sporting Arms. Made for a lifetime, not for a season. And by Gilbreth's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of ScentBlocker Most Wanted.
None of our hunts would be possible without a lot of help and coordination from all of the outfitters, landowners, and guides that we work with throughout the year.
You know, first of all, I got to thank Aubrey. What an incredible guide, and that's why they call him PHs, and that's a professional hunter, and that he is. He's forgot probably more in the last 24 hours than I've ever learned in all the years I've come to Africa. You know, I let him tell me which animal to shoot, where to place the arrow. This guy had been in a fight. He had to have been in a fight with another kudu, because he's got a bad spot on this side here. Had a little gimp to him when he came in, so the PH said, I think we just take him out of the herd. And fortunately, we made a good, humane kill. So anyway, I can go on and on and on. You know, I'm 62 years of age, not ashamed to tell my age. But you know what? I still get excited until the day that I die, or till the day that I quit getting excited. This is what I'm going to do.
There he is. 6x6. See him standing on it. How far is that? I sure do. He's right at the fence. He's getting ready to jump the fence. How far is he? I think it's 7 points. That's a good bull.
Their challenge now is to get closer to the bull and call him back across the neighboring property line.
We saw him the other morning, the same bull. 3/4 mile from here we saw this bull. Yeah, beautiful bull. Look at the size of him, look how wide he is. Just a beautiful bull. A couple years ago I was in Alaska moose hunting and I ran into a fantastic couple, Frank and Sherry Gillarducci. They live here in Colorado and they have a bunch of acreage, and through Doug Clunder and Larry, we lined up to come out here. We would never be hanging onto the horns of a giant Colorado bull like this, but for thanks to Frank and Sherry. I mean, they've been so hospitable, so nice, so kind, and just giving us the whole place to come and hunt. Frank Sherry, thank you very, very much. This is a giant Colorado bull.